seems to be very excited about the rugs. I should say that my journey here tonight is the crowning achievement of our company's 97-year-old history. To be in the city that inspired so much of Ralph Lauren's passion for fine tailoring and craftsmanship is amazing. And to be asked to introduce this stunning new collection of area rugs for Ralph Lauren Home is an honor. A little over a year ago, we were entrusted with the task of producing floor coverings that would reflect the essence of Ralph Lauren Home. Now, in the United States, my colleagues would tell you that that privilege is equal to being given the in Britain giving the royal warrant. Is that what you call it? The royal warrant. But our warrant came with the extraordinary challenge of producing designs conceived by Ralph Lauren and his team. We were charged with producing authentic rugs that would make their vision of what floor covering is, bring their vision to life. And at Safavieh, we take these responsibilities very seriously, and we went to all four corners of the world to produce each one of these qualities that you see here. Stephen gave you a little history on our company, but I want to add a little bit about our company. We are a family-owned business, started in 1914 in Isfahan and since 1978 in New York. And throughout time, we've grown from a small family business into an international corporation. In addition to our partnership with Ralph Lauren, we represent ideas of many top interior designers and celebrities and institutions in America, including Martha Stewart and Thomas O'Brien, David Easton, the Smithsonian institutions, and many others. And we have warehouses in New York, in Pennsylvania, in Canada, and in California. And we stock thousands of rugs in our warehouses. We ship every day on the average 10,000 rugs to individual consumers all over the North America and now starting in Europe. So we are high tech, but we've never lost touch with our craft. Our craft is making quality heirloom rugs by hand all over the world. We go to craftsmen that use techniques that have been handed down to them for generations and use those techniques to make these rugs. And each particular rug has a different history, and to make it, we have to go to a different part of the world to produce it. And I think one of the reasons that handmade rugs fit so perfectly with the world of Ralph Lauren is because they transcend cultures, continents, and the changing trends of fashion. So in trying to make these rugs and to immerse ourselves in this wonderful brand, we studied the different lifestyles. If you look at the lifestyles that you see here, and then you go to Bond Street and you see different lifestyles, each lifestyle represents a different type of life, but they're always fresh and new. And in studying these lifestyles, we discovered two secrets. One is that every collection is grounded in classic materials and fine craftsmanship. And two is that Ralph Lauren makes total worlds with his collections. In fact, with all our research, the best quote on this comes from Mr. Lauren himself. He said, and I quote, "I never want to be in fashion, because when I'm in fashion, I will be out of fashion. Classic to me is something that's timeless and enduring. I love things that never go out of style, things that stay." So this statement says it all. And what could be more enduring and classic than a 1,000-year-old Persian rug design? And thinking about Persian rugs, and I remember when I first went to the Ralph Lauren flagship store in New York City, I went to the men's department and I saw beautiful wood paneling and vintage leather on the furniture. And I always saw Oriental rugs on the floor, but they were not for sale. And then when I studied the ads in the world of interiors, the 4-page ads that God knows what they cost, I saw beautiful rugs in the ads, always. There were antique Oriental rugs in the ads, but they were photography props. They were not for sale. And when I met the first time with Stephen Earle, Vice President of Design for Home, he confirmed that. He said, when Mr. Lauren designs, he wants to do the whole lifestyle, the fashion and the home. And what was missing from the puzzle was the rugs. So it was a perfect situation that we got together, and it was an accident because we are also a customer of Ralph Lauren furniture. In New York, we have 10 retail locations where we sell the Ralph Lauren furniture, and that's how it came that we got together. So at that point, the process started. We started working on designs, and they started showing us. And I remember when Stephen came the first day, and it was a design meeting, and he had brought a lot of boxes and briefcase and all of that, and he took out these lifestyle shots. There were no designs. He did not bring a particular design and say, make this rug. He would show me the mahogany room, all the shots from the Brookfield collection. He would show me the deco look. He would show me the Western look. And he said, this is what Ralph Lauren is all about. And he said, now I want you to go out there and see what you can make to fit in these lifestyles. So it took us a while. It took us a while to bring the designs together and present the designs one by one and work on the textures and qualities of these rugs. So I want to just take you through some of these qualities and explain how these rugs are made. All the rugs that you see here are handmade in different countries. And by handmade, meaning that there is a loom, warp and weft, and each color, each point that you see on this rug is knotted individually by hand. A rug like this is made in India, and it's a 6 by 9 feet. This rug takes 4 to 5 months to be made by 2 weavers. What they do is they have the design on a graph paper in front of them. They have all the yarns that are dyed using vegetable dyes and different dyes that are available. And then they take the yarn and one by one they weave it into the spot that is on the graph paper. They go row by row, weaving the rug and combing them down with a heavy comb to make them tight. And that adds to the clarity of the design. So this is Richmond is one of the finest rugs, and this is the one that takes the longest to be made. That is why we launched the collection in Atlanta in January, and we are just delivering them now. So it's taken from January until now to make some of these rugs, and the 6 by 9s are out, and soon the 8 by 10s will be out, and the 9 by 12s will be out. Some of the other rugs that are made here on the floor are meant to be companion pieces. Wexford is a companion piece that would go beautifully with Richmond. Eastwood here is a medallion piece that you see in Ralph Lauren collections in the stores and in many of the lifestyle shots. Carson is a beautiful Bokhara that was an adaptation of a piece of a Bokhara that was torn. It was an antique rug that was torn, and the original piece had more designs on it. But Stephen decided to make it the way it is, which is unusual. And this particular one has a thick pile, which is very soft to the touch. Over here, we have other rugs that are more for the women's department, the softer tones of Ralph Lauren. The beauty of Ralph Lauren brand is that it's not just one look. It's many different looks and many different qualities. These ushaks are made in India, and they are meant to go with the free-flowing, less restricted patterns that kind of were made in turn of the century in Turkey and Anatolia region. It kind of takes the Persian designs and loosens them up a little bit, kind of east meets west in Turkey. This Harper tonal is made in the quality of a Tabriz Persian rug. Tabriz rugs are some of the finest rugs that are made in Persia. And then the pile is very thin because the knotting is very fine. It's sheared very low to give it a cornweave effect that you would normally see in an antique rug. And if you put this on the floor, and after a while, it would look like it's been there for a long time. To get to the cleaner looks of the Ralph Lauren lifestyle, like Deco Glamour, we went to Nepal, and some of the rugs that you see on that side with the cleaner look, Alistair panel, that one was made after the Rockefeller tiles on the floor of the Rockefeller building in New York. And you have Ellington border. Those qualities are made in Nepal because that purity of yarn, that cleanness of silk and viscose that's in there can only be done with the high mountain wools that are available in the Himalayas and in Tibet. So to get the point I want to make is these were not made in one workshop, just produced with different designs and colors. We went to different parts of the world to produce authentic heirloom quality rugs that are, each one of them is really a work of art. Someone was asking me about Rhodes, which is a natural fiber, and Kenya, the two rugs that are in the back, and they asked, how long do these rugs last? And I said, you know, they last for a long time, and depends on traffic and all of that. But the beauty of these rugs is that they keep appearing as other new, as when the pile is worn, then you have another rug that is still more beautiful. And when the colors fade, then you have rich, deep colors that are antique and even more precious. So the rugs can be used and abused even, and cleaned and repaired, and they're really heirloom pieces that you can hand down. And they will stay around for generations, because if you look at antique rugs, some of the antique rugs that are in Ralph Lauren stores, they are antique. They are over 100 years old. And I'm hoping that some of these rugs will, after we go, they're still around, and they will be used in many home design and home furnishings throughout the world. So that is my speech, and I'm here to ask and answer any questions that you have on the rugs. I see a hand up over there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have a question?
Yes. A lot of customers will ask us what to do if they get a spill on them having clean them.
Yes.
What would you recommend?
Well, the thing that I recommend is to keep in the house always is white vinegar and warm water with a mild soap. Cleans most of the stains. Of course, if you spill red wine, dark coffee, things like that, because those are dyes themselves, and they're left for a few weeks, then it becomes harder to clean. But diluting the stain right away and blotting it with a clean towel is the best way to take and soak out most of the stains. And then enjoy the stains as a memory of how it happened. My wife was sitting here, lovely wife, came along with me on the trip. was telling Stephen about this accident that we had in the house, this beautiful silk rug that I had brought to the house, and we had decorated at the time Baker furniture and all that. And we had a friend came over with the kids, and we were serving red wine, and a 2-year-old picked up the glass of wine and just poured it on this beautiful silk rug. Well, I took some of it out, but now after 10 years I don't see it anymore. It's gone. And the rug is beautiful even today. So it is really a way of using them in a natural way and not being that concerned about use, because they are meant to be used, meant to be on the floor and walked on. Any other questions? Any other questions about the rugs? Does anyone want to buy one of the rugs right now?
You ask any question.
Well, thanks for coming and thanks for listening. I'll be around throughout the evening. If you have other questions, I'll be here.